innovative your product, and then grabbing the market attention. All those are your opportunities. I'll tell you, many of the youngsters who wanted to do something by themselves, you need to grab the opportunity which is there in the market. If you understand your SWOT, you will be in real. That is, you know what is your merit. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Business Studies in Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Now we are in the next session where you will learn something about the entrepreneur role, the role of entrepreneurs in relation to their enterprises. I'll tell you what this enterprises is all about. First thing you need to know was entrepreneur. Now in the first session I have told you about how to write the spelling and then how to actually go with the answers, right? Now here when you go with entrepreneurship, what is that you need to know is entrepreneurship means is process, and a person who goes with entrepreneurship, he'll always have something called enterprises. Now what exactly he need to do in his business, that is what the role of entrepreneurs in the relation to their enterprises. The first one is opportunity scouting. You are supposed to always look what are the opportunities. So for that, what is that you need to do here is understand. First thing is you need to actually do a SWOT analysis of yourself. That is what the business is all about. What are your strengths? What are your weakness? What are your opportunity? And then what are the threats? And here is what the opportunity is all about. Here the opportunity means it can be maximizing profit, getting more customer, innovative your product, and then grabbing the market attention. All those are your opportunities. So you need to always keep on watching what is your opportunity. The next thing is identification. Understand the word identification. Only when you go with scouting, you will get more options. Then you will identify, and that to what? Specific product offering. Then you will understand all the concept. Here what happens is you need to go with alternative course of action. Alternative course of action. Now what is this alternative course? In the sense, you should always see the best possible way to run your business successful. So you should have always the option. You should have plan A, B, C, like that you should have. But what exactly it is, plan A should be the best one, right? But in business you have something called uncertainty. So sometimes plan A will not work out. So you should always have a ready-made plan, that is called plan B. And I'll tell you here, it is not so easy the way we are talking right now. Entrepreneurship is all about taking risk, bearing risk, predicting your uncertainty and making it certain, and then you are supposed to plan according to what will happen in the contingent atmosphere. The next one is after alternative course, you need to identify. So what is that you should do is you should evaluate. What is that you should do? You should evaluate the best course of action. Course of action. Next thing is what? Feasibility analysis. Now you need to understand, when you go with alternative evaluation, you will get to know which is the thing which is feasible, and then you are supposed to select the action, and then you are supposed to go for it. So these are the things the entrepreneur will always look upon. So the first thing is he need to scout. That means he should always know what the market is. He need to find the best possible way to actually run his business. And then the next thing is identification of specific products. See, everything we cannot do it. We need to go with specific product and then offering. The last one is feasibility analysis. Now, what is this feasibility analysis? See, if you go with this feasibility analysis, you need to understand, one cannot climb the entire Himalaya mountain within a day. The reason is what? You need to be physically fit. mentally fit, need to get adjusted to the climate. You are supposed to actually go with all the training sessions, psychological sessions, physiological sessions, right? So all these things you are supposed to go, and then what will happen is only then you are able to climb Himalaya. But again, you are supposed to go with what? A proper medication. So feasibility means what? It will happen, it may happen, it can happen. Only those things you are supposed to go. You are not supposed to do something which is like miracle. I tell you, in business there is nothing called miracle. In business there is nothing called you will definitely get profit like 100%. It is assured, because it is always micro environment as well as macro environment which actually plays a major role. Micro you can control and it is all with you, but macro, I'll tell you, for an entrepreneur, macro environment is unpredictable. So that's why you should always go with these three criteria. Next one, we'll see what exactly the things are. The first one here, we'll go with identification of specific product offering. So what is this? While the environment scan leads to the discovery of more generalized business, when you go with the business idea, you will get more generalized business opportunity. What is it? When you go with the real scenario of the market, you will understand that these are the business which you can do it. These are the business where the customers really need. So what happens here is, see, the concept of demand, the concept of the customer, right, and the concept of money. All these three things plays a very important role when you want to start your own enterprise. The reason here is why, I'll tell you. Because when I tell you about money, it is all about capital, investment, work in progress, all those requirement. Demand in the sense where the real demand is. That means customers, where they are actually going. So all this, if you understand the combination of customer, demand and money, only then you will be able to understand what are the business you can do it because you have money, and what are the things you cannot do it because you don't have money. Everything you will understand. It will be a clear picture. There is a need to zero in on to the specific product or services. So that means what? You need to always start from what? Scratch. So you are supposed to identify the best possible way, a specific product, so that you can start your enterprises. I'll tell you, many of the youngsters who wanted to do something by themselves, they have failed. The reason is they have not understood what exactly this identification part is. That means they thought that somebody is making profit, so if I start the same business, even I'll start making profit, even I'll start making the money. I'll tell you, it's not that way. Now suppose my friend has started a fish farming. If I feel that even I'll invest in the fish farming and I incurred losses, now what is it? You need to understand, every enterprise is different, every climatic region is different, every business is also different. Next one we have is opportunity scouting. Here the scouting in the sense what? You are always supposed to be active and you are supposed to see what is happening in the market, because you need to grab the opportunity which is there in the market. And I'll tell you, here in the market, if you understand, competition is too much. So what usually happens is, the more the competition is there for that particular product line, what will happen is you will have less profit. So you should always go for what? Scouting. You need to always go with something like where the competition is less and you are the first person to start. When you go with that, the competition is less, but the profit will be what? More. So this is what is the opportunity scouting things are. I'll give you one of the example where how Steve Jobs became very famous person to the entire world. So he went with something which He thought it will be a revolution. So he introduced something called iPad. Now understand this word iPad, iPod, iPhones. What are these things? Mobile phones are there. Mobile phones were there. Mobile phones will be there. But the concept is there is always a difference between Apple product and other product. The reason is he wanted to know that what the market wants, and he was doing opportunity scouting. When he scouted, he got to know people have money and they'll spend the money if you give a value, a proper value of product to them. That is value for a value. They give product and we give them money. So that is what the scouting he has done. What does scouting means? Scouting means searching. So entrepreneurial opportunities have to be actively searched for. One may rely on personal observation, discovery, or invention. So what exactly happened is Steve Jobs, he discovered what the customer need, what are the pulse of the customer. See, you go with iWatch, there are so many smart watches, but if you go with this concept of iWatch, he was the first one to actually go for it. And what really happened? I'll tell you, Motorola and other companies, they already had all these techniques and technology, but they failed in a very huge thing. The reason is they started with it, but they did not know what the customer wants. So here what it is, you should always go with something called market research. What is it? Market research. You need to do a proper MR, and then after doing market research, you are supposed to do proper R&D, that is research and development, and then only you will actually go for it. So what exactly I'll tell you is, if you find that there is a competition in the market, if you can take the risk of it, go for the same competition. But I always tell you that customer needs something which is totally different from somebody. Uniqueness should be there. Innovative ideas should be there. If you grab that opportunity, if you go with a proper opportunity scouting, then I'll tell you, even if you go with made in India concept, make in India concept, people from Russia, Spain and Germany, they will also come purchase your product because you should have that unique identity of a product. Next thing is feasibility analysis. Now, don't be a dreamer. What is that you should do is you should always be in real. Understand the difference between real and real. Now, if you go with real, what happens is your life is also like a Bollywood movie or a Tollywood movie or a Sandalwood movie. So you'll always imagine that you are a one person, you are hitting 20 villains in just 10 seconds. Now understand this is all real. Always be real. Now you need to know that what is your SWOT. Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. SWOT, S-W-O-T. If you understand your SWOT, you will be in real. That is, you know what is your merit, you know what is your demerit, your limitation, you know the opportunities, and you know the threat. Now feasibility here means what? It can happen, it cannot happen. You will know that yes, if I do it, it will happen. If whatever is possible, right, that we call it as feasibility. In business, you should always be what? You should do feasibility analysis. The product offering idea must be technically feasible. Whatever you go with it, it should be what? Feasible. Technically or physically feasible. That is, it should be possible. It should be what? Possible. What exactly the feasibility is? 100, if not 100%, at least 80%, it should be what? Feasible. You can achieve it. If you do any kind of a thing, then you are supposed to go. See, today I'm just standing here, and if I feel that within next month I'll become a Prime Minister of India. Now it is called what? Real. Within 10 seconds I can be a Prime Minister of India if I go with real concept. But if I go with real concept, understand, that is called as what? I need to now quit, then I need to start being a politician, then people need to accept me, then I need to go for election, all those things. Understand, Rome is not built in a day, take it from me, but Rome was built every day. So that is how you are supposed to know that. With the availability technology to convert, see, technology to convert the idea into a reality. Whatever you go with it, it should be what? Real. You need to always go with reality, right? So if you go with reality only, then everything is proper. I've given you an analysis chart here, feasibility analysis, which goes like this. Entrepreneur, he will have ideas, that is his ideas. Please don't copy somebody's idea and make it your idea. Then for that you need to have a strategy. Now strategy is something called, it is what? A kind of a plan where you will understand how to achieve the desired goal. After strategy, you know that how much should be the funding, what exactly happens, how the money should come, where we are supposed to generate the resources, everything. See, everywhere it is all what? Reality. They are not talking something which is a lie. After funding, you should actually understand. Let's go with the customer at the last. After funding, what happens is you will get to know the expenses. How much is the expenses? What exactly the market is? Am I getting the sales or not? So for that, you need to forecast. Forecast in the sense what? You need to always predict for the future. You need to know what exactly the market is. Now, you cannot say that the market will be very good, right? Again, what is that you should do? You need to forecast. Again, techniques are there. Now, the sales will happen. Now what happens is the customers will be there, and the customer will be what? They will tell you what is the reality of your product, whether you will survive or you will actually decline. It is the customer, if he buys more product of yours, then you will be very good. If he will not buy, if he start boycotting your product, now you are gone from the market. So this is called market feasibility, that is feasible analysis. Next one we have, that is the process of entrepreneurship development. When I say process, process is always continuous. Process is always continuous. It's always continuous, students. Now, when you go with the process, the first one is entrepreneurship does not emerge spontaneously. Yes, within 1 minute, 2 minutes, the Atma will not accept entrepreneurship. That is, yes, I'll start my own business. Understand this word entrepreneurship. Here this entrepreneurship is that they'll tell that it is given by a person called Richard, and he went with the concept of entrepreneurship. But entrepreneurship was also there in India, and Indians actually gave this word called entrepreneurship, that is Antar-Prerna. What is it? Antar-Prerna. You thought that you can do it by yourself and then you started doing it. That is called entrepreneurship. And here what exactly happens is, it is not just a one call, spontaneous. It will not happen. It will happen like years together and then you will do it. Rather, it is the outcome of a dynamic process. It is all outcome of dynamic. See, the market is changing. So what you feel is even you can actually come to the market. Of interaction between the person and the environment. If I tell you something, you will get the concept here. Understand, your parents, when they were studying, their parents, in the sense your grandparents, used to tell them, are you a son of Tata or a Birla? Now understand the concept of Tata and Birla. They were really rich and they were doing really good. But if you understand 2020, now people who are not Tata and Birla also, they have more money than Tata and Birla. The reason is what? It's all the combination of people and the environment. That is the person and the environment. The minute people will change, environment will also change. So you are supposed to always go with what? Opportunity scouting. Opportunity scouting. Opportunity scouting. And that is how Mukesh Ambani actually thought. He was a visionary. He thought that if I go with these kind of business, I'll be number one. And I'll tell you, in just a week back, we got to know that Mukesh Ambani, he is the richest of the richest in the entire India, and now he has taken over Jack Ma, and even in the entire Asia, he is the richest person. Now understand, where was this Ambani? Nowhere in 2000s they were there. But now 2020, it's all about Ambani, and then we have Godrej, then we have so many other people who are also listed. But earlier to that, we used to only call, are you a son of a Tata or a Birla, right? Tata Birla. So this is what the process happens in entrepreneurship. So it's a entrepreneurship process. Next one here is every opportunity and successful performance of every role and function has a competence requirement. It's true of entrepreneur as well. That means wherever you go, students, success should be there, or else what happens is you are nowhere in the list. Understand this concept. It's a beautiful concept here. If you understand this, everywhere you go, there is something called competence requirement. And even in entrepreneurship, you should have competence. That means the person who is running the business, he should be competent. Next is EDI, that is Entrepreneurship Development in India, has identified a set of 15 competencies. How many? 15 competencies that contribute towards entrepreneurial performance and success. So what this EDI? EDI is all about Entrepreneurship Development of India. So the EDI has identified a set of 15 competencies that contribute towards entrepreneurial performance and success. That means EDI is all about Entrepreneurship Development of India. Now they have given 15 competence. If you have that 15 competence, now you will get success in all the department, right? That is what they have gone with. Now, what are the 15 competence? You need to understand. If you have those 15 competence, then yes, success is for sure. But I'll tell you again, we should be in reality, not in real. Anything and everything if people have, right? I'll tell you, there are many people who have more than 15 competences, but still they are in a failure. The reason is what? Uncertainty. The entire market. Now people who wanted to perform really good in this market, what happened? The macro economy, that is all the pandemic thing which happened, because of that macro kind of a thing, now those people who wanted to invest, they couldn't invest. They don't have money at all. So let's check the general competence which they need to have. One is initiative. Any entrepreneur who wants to start his own business, the first thing is, it's not his friend or his parents who will tell them to do it. He should get an initiative, that is, yes, I'll start and I want to be an entrepreneur. Next is seize and acts on opportunity. See, you need to always grab this opportunity. Only when you have opportunity, you are supposed to step forward, or else you are supposed to just pause and wait. Efficiency orientation. Just starting because there is an opportunity, you have started, now you got to know it is not a good one. What exactly you should have is, you need to have efficiency. You should always have efficiency. You should always believe in yourself. Systematic planning. Yes. Mumbo jumbo concept will not come here. You should be very systematic. You should be disciplined. You should be punctual. You should know what you are doing, and you should know that what you are not supposed to do. That is, systematic planning should be there. Now, planning again means what? It's all about future course of action. You should predict the future, what will happen, and you are supposed to always have surplus funds within yourself, because you will go with systematic planning. Next is persistence. Understand the word persistence here. When you have confidence, when you have patience, when you have all those good things, now what is that you need to have is persistence. You should be regular. You should do the business on a profit basis. You should always strive for hard way. You should never go with the shortcuts. So this is what the persistence, if you have, definitely you will get a beautiful business in next year. Next one is information seeking. It's not just what you know. You should always go with people, that is their experience, and then you are supposed to go with it. The reason here why I want you people to know is, more than what you talk, you are supposed to listen, you are supposed to watch. That is, you need to have proper information about the things what you are doing it. Concern for high quality of work. Never compromise with something called work. Work should never be compromised, because people will only come to you when you have a quality, when you have a standard, when you maintain your dignity. People will be there for you. Next is commitment to work contract. Now, if you don't have commitment, if you are not systematically, you have planned, I'll tell you, you will go for a flop. So you should always have a commitment, and that to where the work controls or the work contract should be proper. Next one is problem solving. Now, we know that it's all about risk. Now, in business, you will have something called problems. Now, as an entrepreneur, what is that you should do is you should always go for solution. You should always go for solution. Now, you cannot run away from your problem. So it is what? Problem solving. And the last here in this slide, you have a self-confidence. See, if you don't have confidence within yourself, who will actually believe in you? So the question is, are you confident? Are you doing your work properly? Whatever decisions you have taken, is it correct? If not, are you doing it or not? Do you have a plan A or plan B? All these things will actually boost your confidence. Once your confidence is boosted, I'll tell you, now this is what the key point will be for any of the successful business, that is whether you are confident or not. Next one is assertiveness. Assertiveness, persuasion, use of influence strategy, monitoring, and concern for employee welfare. Now, all these things are grouped in one of the thing. The reason here is you need to always think different. You should always think different. Here you need to influence the strategy, that is how to make more profit. How to get more profit is what you are supposed to always go. With that, you need to know that who are your working employees. That is the workplace and concern for employee welfare, because only when your employee is actually doing really good, he will definitely work for you in a better way. So always get concerned with your employees, because your employees are something called the scarcest resource. We call that as HRM, human resource management. So your employees are good, you will be good. See, that's why Tata company or any of the company, when they go with CSR, they always go with their employees. That is, whatever the employees want, they are the one who will actually fulfill it. So these things, when you understand, you will get to know that why monitoring is very, very useful, very, very helpful, and a best technique. The reason is, if you don't monitor, if you don't patrol your own kind of a team, anything can happen. So you are supposed to have a self-confidence, as well as you need to pursue your business. So one thing is for sure, you need to have proper employees. After having proper employees, you need to actually have welfare for your employees, because your employees are the one who will work for you. So all these things are the 15 competencies, and if you have that, your business is successful. It is not by me, it is by EDI, that is Entrepreneur Development of India, who says that. But yes, all these competencies are one side. The reality, if I go with it, that is market is uncertain, market is risky. But the thing is, the more the risk, the more the profit. If you have more risk, you get more profit. Yes, that's why there are many entrepreneurs. Instead of being an employee, let us be the employer. Let us not take orders from somebody. Let us make orders, is what the new youth generation of India says. And here are the 15 things which you are supposed to go through. Now, students, if you have any doubt regarding this session, you know what exactly you are supposed to do. You can call us, message us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. Until then, I'll see you when I see you.